Hi, it's Donna Merrill, David Merrill, and our special guest Sylvian. Um, I have been following your post for a long time, your posts, many of them. Um, you've written like, I don't know, 3,000 articles, 20 ebooks. You're a professional writer, amongst so many other things. And then you have your personal development blog, Your Subconscious Mind, and your travel blog, which I love too. So every time you write, I don't know where to go because I like them all.
Busy blogger.
Yeah, I'm busy. I
Well,
used to be busier actually, but I'm still busy plenty enough with 3 blogs.
yeah, and you do some writing for people, and that's great because you're a wonderful writer, and
Mm, well, thank you.
you are.
I have my doubts, I still have plenty of doubts, so it's nice to hear.
No, you do. You write wonderful. Any artist will always say, they're never satisfied with their painting. Any writer would say they're never satisfied with their book. I mean, that just comes with the turf, I guess, right? But
Yes.
you can write for people. So like if I need a blog post written or if I need an article written, I would hire you, right?
Thank you.
Yes, yes, and
A
and
friend of mine told me about 2 years ago, he said, "You write much better than you speak." So I said, I take this as a compliment
Yeah.
well,
for my writing
Well, now you get
anyway.
a chance to speak. Yeah.
well, you
And
And
you
he
know, a
seems
lot of
like I
beginning
do like
bloggers,
when I speak. I'm sorry.
the first thing they think is, how am I ever going to write all this stuff? Where do you come up with all your ideas? They seem to just flow. A lot of people, they get locked up. They say, I don't know what to write about.
I do a lot of reading. I think it's impossible to write if you don't read a lot. Except for my travel blog, because I basically write about what I know, towns that I've been, visited, grew up in, so that's easy to write about. But writing and personal development blog, those I need to either read or think about something specific that I want to talk about, and then I try to think about it. What I do to think about my writing the most, I walk. I take a walk, and usually ideas come and come, and sometimes I forget to get like a recorder with me, so I rush back in and try to, and usually that's easy. I kind of write. So I use little funny things like that.
Well, that's a good tip because a lot of people have asked, and in the blogging community, what do I write about? How do I get an idea? What do I do? And that's a good idea when you walk. I mean, sometimes we're driving and we get ideas, but I always carry a regular pen and a regular notebook in the car.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah, and I just jot down,
Yeah.
because when I'm away from my computer, I don't want to be near any computer or iPhone or anything like that.
Hmm.
I want to experience the nature. So I use Evernote when I'm home, in front of my computer, and I get an idea and I just write it on there. But that's great. I think we get a lot of ideas when we're just out walking or doing something, and which is great.
Leo Tolstoy used to say that he did all his writing while he was feeding the chickens at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's
He said
right.
he said he came up with all his ideas while he's doing his farm chores, and when he went back to the kitchen, all he had to do was sit down and write them. He said the
Yeah,
ideas were already formulated.
exactly. I think you have to do something physical, and that kind of helps your brain to come up with ideas for some reason.
I think so too, although I'm not so physical.
Physical, like walking across the room to
Yeah,
get a glass of water, another
Yeah.
cup of coffee, that kind of physical.
I'm very active. I run and walk a lot, so
That's great.
that's good for me. That works my body and my brain at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's all connected. I know I get it when I'm meditating or if I'm in an acupuncture session. I get out of my body and I get ideas and then I rush home and write about my visions or ideas or whatever. But it's great, that you're walking and getting that. And I love following your blog, The Subconscious Mind. Um,
Yeah,
that I mean, that's I love that stuff. So I follow that blog and I love it. Where do you get your ideas from that? It's written beautifully.
That is, well, I still do some reading about it. I don't know everything, so I certainly still get educated in that. And also, it's the accumulation of what I've learned since 2006 about. It's now 6 years, a little over 6 years that I've been studying this, like almost every day. So that's a lot of time, if you think about it, for 6 years when you do that almost every day. I bought many, many books. I have a full cabinet of self-development books. So all that together, and things that I learn and then experience. All this together, that's how I come up with ideas to write about.
Getting it fun.
So,
Get it.
Sorry.
so what is it you've been studying? I didn't quite understand. Neuro-linguistic programming, that sort of thing, you mean?
The self development, subconscious
Oh.
mind, and all that.
Oh, okay.
And how to get out of the being poor mindset and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I love that too. I'm always giving my mind my subconscious mind stuff. I was in a group, didactyl behavior therapy, DBT, where it was like 20 weeks. I took it twice, so I was able to really learn it, so I could teach other people. And it's all about talking to your subconscious mind and doing this and doing that, and that little critic in your mind that says you're not good, blah blah blah. And getting overriding that, and that's what I see in your blogs, which are enjoyable because I love that.
I was stuck for most of my life, so when I discovered that, basically what was the root of all my problems, being so stuck in so many things I didn't want in my life, that was a revelation to me. So that's why I'm very, sorry, I'm very passionate about this, because it's really, it was a revelation for me. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's like you have a disease, but you don't know what it is. And then one day a doctor tells you, oh, well, that's what you have, and you can fix it by doing this or by taking this medicine. Well, you may still be sick, but you feel much better already. That's exactly what happened to me.
Oh yeah, happened to me too in my journey. Because when we grow up, we have so many circumstances and so many things happen, and nothing's perfect, and
Mhm.
then we grow to adulthood, and then we get stuck doing things. But I think the first part of it is to be aware, and I see many people that they don't want to be aware, and then
Oh,
they
yeah,
get
I
stuck.
think they don't really want to be.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
looking for answers.
yeah. I have some people that call me, and then I just say, listen, enough. You just want to do a pity party, call somebody else because I'm, but.
Exactly.
I was on the same journey as you, when I first started, when I first had my first aha moment. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is wrong with my life. That's wrong with my life. It's because of this, that, and I started going to therapy and, joining different groups and doing different modalities, and it does work, it
But
really
in
does.
your case, you have a gift, which is even
Oh, that's even worse.
that's better. I don't have that.
Oh, people say, oh, it's such a blessing. I said, yeah, blessing and a curse. Sometimes you can't sleep at night because when
Yeah,
you're unaware, you start seeing visions of things to be, and I don't want to see it unless I can
I
prevent it.
understand that. Mhm.
Yeah, it's like,
My aunt has had that. She never developed it or anything, but she was 4 when she started seeing things. Yeah.
so was
Yeah.
I. I was young, and the family got scared, and we're Italian, so,
Mhm.
the whole family was like, oh no, scandalos,
I'm half Italian too, so I know them.
You know how it could be. When a child starts seeing things in that culture, they get
Yeah.
scared. And I was told not to, use my psychic ability, so I kind of bottled it up, my
Mm.
whole life, and then it came out later.
Yeah,
But that's another story.
they see it as a negative thing.
Yeah, they do, and like the first time I healed my uncle, I think I was about 4, and It was weird. Healed him in hospital, but everybody told me to shut up. I should have been scared. When I look back and I seen all I went through, but it wasn't scary because I had the understanding that these people didn't know. So I was kind of born with that understanding. But in life it's hard, and I worked many years with my subconscious mind. That's why I enjoy your blog, because I'm like, yes, and it's a reminder too, a refresher course for me, for my mindset to be on that, because our mindsets have to be on that all the time in order to grow, which is great. And I love your traveling blog, because when I go to, I'm like, oh, I've never been to France. My family is in France, my father's
Yeah,
side.
you mentioned that in one of your comments. I
Yeah,
remember.
they're all in France. I never met them because I don't speak any other language but English. I'm bad. I can't pick up any language. I just can't get it. And my cousins went. They speak a few
Maybe
languages.
that's what you put in your mind, but that's not.
Yeah. Well, I tried to study Spanish in high school, but you know how that is when you're a kid. But and I enjoy it because I know my family's there. My family's in France, and between you and Oliver, with Germany and France and stuff, I
Yeah,
feel like I'm on a virtual vacation,
yeah,
which is wonderful. But
yeah. I
We
just
travel all the time on the internet. It's amazing. We talk to people that are in Singapore 1 minute. We're talking to somebody in Australia the next moment. It's like you don't have to travel anymore. You can just come right out here on the internet and travel all around the world.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, you can communicate with people in Europe, in Australia, over here,
isn't it?
anywhere.
It's amazing. That's what I love about it. It's like, why should I travel? I mean, I was talking to some guys that in India, they were at Google today in India.
Yes,
And,
yes.
our friends in India. And I was like, oh, this is great. They're showing us the step by step things on Facebook, and you feel like you're there. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy my viral friends, my virtual friends like you.
Yeah, it's
Because,
very nice. I really developed some nice relationships online.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I see that
Yeah.
you're really growing in the tribes and stuff. People that really,
Yes, yes, I was really lacking. But I started about a year ago.
yeah.
So a year from now, but it was my blogs were not really didn't have much visitors and was pretty much dead. But it's really picked up. It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
much better. It
Oh,
could
yeah.
be better still, but
Now
it's
it's
much
great.
better.
It's great, and the comments are great because you're with the right people too that will give good comments on your blog.
Hmm.
They just don't say
Yeah.
great job and walk away. It's
Yeah, I have very good you and a few others, that are very coming back all the time
uh,
and really giving great comments.
and it's
I
fun.
have one of yours as my nice testimonials. I have
Ah,
a testimonial page on my. I have something you said. It was so nice. I said, "Oh, I gotta save this."
oh, thank you.
I have another few, but I remember yours especially was, like extremely nice and everything. I had to put this on mine.
Well, comments are everything. Commenting on someone's blog gets a lot of attraction. And
Yeah.
that's what I like about tribing because, we, I know you and I run with the same people practically, similar
Yes.
people, and these people really will come to your blog, they'll read the whole blog, and they'll give a good comment. And
Yes.
by engaging, I think we get to know each other. And now we're face to face for the first time, which is wonderful, and get to know each other, better. And you never know where it leads in a joint venture or whatever. I may say, help. I need to have articles. Could you write them for me? Or whatever. You never know what's going to happen down the line. So that's why it's important to always connect with people, I think.
Yes, it is. It's all about relationships and connection.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Any profession, people get together and join associations, whether it's the Rotary Club or whether it's doctors coming together as a medical society or whatever. You can't do things alone. You really have to know what other people in your profession are doing also and bounce things off each other and help each other and open doors for each other. That's really all blogging tribes are about people that are blogging together and, being professionals and working in association.
Hmm. Yes, and we can help each other. Lately, do you know Barry Wells?
Yes, yes.
He's having health issues for the past maybe 2 or 3 months now.
Yeah.
And I noticed how people were posting, guest posting on his blog. So I emailed him and asked him how that happened. I didn't know who asked who. I thought he might have asked. I mentioned something like, well, that's great that those people accepted to post on your blog. And he said, well, guess what? I never asked. They asked me.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, I didn't know that. Do you want me to write a post? Said, sure. So I wrote a post for his blog. We can help each other like that.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. Or, sometimes people are going through a rough time and they post something on Facebook, and all of a sudden you get like I posted, I think Monday or so. I found out that a friend of mine had passed away, and I think I had more. I must have had about 40 people, praying and sending good wishes, and it just makes you feel so good.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the community, in the blogging community, because
Yeah.
we are go-givers, most of us, and the rest of us that are spammers, we just knock them out of the park. It's-
Yeah, you do get support more than people in the physical life.
yes, I have no friends in the physical life, not many.
Yeah, not that much either. To tell you the truth.
But I like my virtual friends because we can connect, we could be honest and true with one another, and we could also be at each other's side for support. I mean, a lot of people had asked me in the past for support, one thing or another, and I could be there for them, and they could be there for me. So it's just a wonderful community by blogging, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. That I want to blog, I want to make money. Well, it's more than money. You can't put money in the brain. You got to put love in the brain, and just be there, and everything else does follow, with
Yes.
things. So that's what I like about it. But boy, how do you manage to do all these blogs?
Well, right now it's only 3 posts a week. So,
That's
I used to have up to 7 blogs when I was doing affiliate marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of it, some of them were not blogs that I really had any passion for, because it was really like to sell a product. So I got rid of all that, and I kept the 3 blogs that I cared for from the heart, the one that I really want to help people with. And the travel blog is just like my little hobby blog.
It's a fun blog.
Yeah, my fun blog where I get to talk about home.
Yeah.
The other 2 are my passions, writing and the self-development blog.
And it's wonderful. It all works together,
Yeah,
it
it's
really-
easier to write when you love, so that's why I don't have much, like some people have many posts in advance. I don't. I wish I did, but no, every week I have to work at it.
Yeah.
So I never have anything in advance.
Mhm.
And when I ask someone to guest post and they say yes, that gives me a break. I love that. Because I usually don't have much of something saved in case, for rainy days or anything like that. No, I don't have that. Because I write a lot for other people too, and sometimes they take priority because they have a deadline, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm so busy most of the day. That's what I do. And then like towards the evening, I write my own posts.
Yeah. You have to put your money-making machine first and
Yeah.
give that your priority, and then write our
Do you do
post.
video? Do you do videos, Sylvian?
I started. I have 2 videos now.
Yeah.
I just started videos facing the camera. First of all, I never had a webcam because I never had a need for it.
Okay.
And I got it because of the Superstar group
Mhm.
that you belong to, right?
Yes. Yes.
I got it because I said, oh, everybody has that. I mean, it's a shame I don't even have a webcam. So I went and got one. And then I also wanted to buy a real camera to do the videos, but I noticed that the quality is not bad at all, so I started doing videos with this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The quality's not bad, and you know what? It gives you a break from writing sometimes too. For a blog
Yeah,
post,
yes,
you can do a video, and you can just maybe do a paragraph to introduce the video, and that way, you
Mhm.
don't have to keep writing for content all the time. Sometimes you can do videos for content.
Yeah, it's just me. I don't think I can do that. It's just I gotta have something written down.
Well, you can also do screen. You do screen capture. That's another type of video you can do. So
Yeah.
you don't even have to be in front of the camera then.
Oh yeah, I have some of that. I have videos
Yeah.
of screen capture.
So that's all a diversion. It's a break
Yeah.
from just constantly writing.
Well,
It's
David
true.
was a professional writer for many years. A long time ago. What did you write, David? I always forget.
Boring things, scholastic stuff. I actually wrote some encyclopedia entries for a while.
Wow.
Things like that. Textbooks, college textbooks and stuff. I used to write psychology, sociology, history, things like that. So,
Mm.
no, not very exciting stuff. Never nonfiction. I never could do the nonfiction stuff.
But he's a great writer, and I always tell him write more blogs. And when it comes to his blog, because he's doing other stuff in marketing right now, and learning and applying marketing techniques. So and that takes a lot of writing too to your email, because it's like writing a blog post twice a day when
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
emailing.
Yeah.
So he's doing a lot of that, and I always tell him you got to get more social, because I handle the social part.
That's why we work together. You can
That's-
do that.
that's
you
what we
can do
merged
your part. I
together.
do my part.
Yeah, I'm the
Well,
social.
but you do have a blog, David, right? Yeah.
Yes. But I'm not nearly as active as Donna
Oh.
and you.
Yeah, he's not active at all. He's getting more active, but that's okay. He's working on so many other things, and during the day, that's why we started this new page. Because in the morning, it was just natural for us to get up and say, "Oh, what are you going to do today?" And we would have our coffee, sit on the porch, or sit in the wherever, and kind of tell each other what we were doing, for that day. And I said, "Hey, why don't we just record it?" Which was really embarrassing because, I mean, you see me with the hat on. It's like bad hair day, whatever. But, I used to be so shy in front of the camera or, whatever. And now I'm just like, okay, I don't have makeup on. I'll put on my glasses, put on lipstick. Here I go. I don't care. Because the business is more important. So
Yeah.
I've come a long way with that. I really have.
Yeah, I was not really comfortable in front of the camera either because you feel like you look terrible. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. I don't want people to see me like that, but that's okay. I just get a grip and just do it.
Exactly. That's how I felt. First I used to do the makeup, and then I thought, can't even tell on a what your makeup looks like or whatever. And so like, who cares? Put on some glasses. I mean, my hats, whatever. Wait till the winter time. You'll see me in some wigs. I do that too.
You don't need any wigs.
I do wigs too sometimes. I have a closet full of wigs and hats and all that. Sometimes I have a bad hair day and I just like have to do a video or have to do a testimonial or something. And I blink with the wig. Easier.
You do have different looks in a lot of your pictures, I noticed.
Because I always change my hair. And they say to be consistent, but what are you going to do?
Oh, that's okay.
Basically, you're a busy lady, and I would call you a Renaissance woman because you do a lot. You do so much. And
Yeah, I am busy, and I appreciate when people, mention that they appreciate my post or they think it's, well written and all these things. Actually, I never heard those things before less than a year because I was not connecting with anyone through my blogs, and rarely, your clients. Yes, some do. I mean, I do have some people that, but sometimes they do not actually say much about, what they think about you, what you've been writing. Some do say it, but not as much as now that people comment regularly on my blogs.
right.
I can see more. Like if you tell me, I'm like, well, if this lady tells me it's good, it must be good,
Exactly. And it is.
Yes.
It is.
I see how you write and what you do, so you have, like more weight for me to believe that what you're saying has a lot of value.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's
Or-
social proof. It's all your social proof, which is good.
Exactly. Like Caroline Rivera.
Oh, boy.
She's a great writer.
She is
so
a great
when this
writer.
woman tells me I write well, I'm like, are you kidding me?
But you
And
do.
she meant it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you see, that has more weight when if somebody, can't write, tells you, oh, that's great, that's okay, that's nice, but that's not the same as when someone who themselves, they write super well,
Yeah.
and she pays attention to what I'm doing, so that feels good.
Yeah. It gives you more encouragement to get out there and do more
Yeah,
work. Well, I'm
and more
gonna.
self-confidence.
Yes. And you
I
do.
think one of the reasons people like your blog, Sylviane, is because you can sense from reading it that you really enjoy what you're doing. You know
Okay.
that
Yes.
comes through in your writing. People
I
are always
think
attracted to that. Yeah.
a friend of mine told me that. Yeah, he said, when we read your stuff, we really feel something. We feel that uh, that you like what you're doing. He said something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could feel the passion from people when they're writing.
Yeah, I
And then you
think
could
with
feel
that.
some people that are just, I don't know what they're doing. They're just like,
Yeah,
copy and pasting and spinning an article or something. You could tell.
yeah,
You could always tell something authentic from non-authentic. But
yeah. Definitely, what I write, good or bad, is from me.
it's all good. It's all good. I
I
love it.
don't copy and paste. I never spin an article, even when
No.
I was doing article marketing. I never, I thought I was actually, I was like, are you retarded? Because everybody does it. But I couldn't do it because
Yeah.
actually I write faster than if I start to spin. I tried it, but I was like, I never did anything else but try it. And I was like, why people do this? It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make any sense. I was writing much faster just writing the whole thing.
Because you're a natural writer. So there you
Yeah,
go.
and it's
And you're good.
more
And
interesting.
you're really good. But it's nice to know that we have a writer on staff here. Then anybody could say, "Hey, I'm hiring you for that,"
Yeah,
which is great. But
I appreciate that, you
yes,
guys.
I appreciate you coming on, and we'll be posting this up. I'll let you know. But I'm gonna have
So
to.
it's gonna be on your Facebook
It's gonna be
page?
on my Facebook page, and then I'll share it with you, and it'll be all over the place.
That's great.
And
That's
I'll
great.
send you a link in case you want to make a blog post out of it. So we'll do that. But
Yeah.
I see that we're up to a half hour, and I know that people don't like long chats, so I'm gonna cut it.
Yes. Don't want to bore them.
No, we don't want to bore them. Although we're not bored, we're having a good time.
Yeah. When I first met you guys, each one on your blog, I didn't even know, I didn't even realize about the last name or anything.
Most
And I
people,
and then I found out that you were husband and wife. I said, "Oh my God, I didn't know that."
most people don't know. They find out
And then
later.
I said, "Oh, the last name."
Everybody says that, because we're different.
Yeah.
And then they say, "Oh, you mean you're married?" I said, "Yeah, we are."
Yeah, but when we meet you and then David, we don't know that because
Exactly.
different blog, I had no idea.
Yeah,
And the last name, it's a name, and
it's a
we can
common
have
name.
different
Yeah,
names.
it's. If I use my maiden name, then everybody would know
Oh,
that.
definitely,
But it's
yeah,
too long.
yeah,
It's too
And we
long.
kind of run in different circles too
Yeah.
online.
yeah.
I hang out more with the marketing crowd, and
Mm,
Donna hangs out more with the social crowd. So we're not in
mm,
the same places all the time until
yeah,
now with our joint fan page. This is fun. We bring it all together on there. So
mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's good too because I want my guests to and be able to engage with both sides of it. Because like he does a lot of people that market, and they may need a writer. Or they may need something else. So every week I'm trying to introduce people so I can get everybody
I'm
networking.
always looking for clients.
I
That's
know, that's why you're here.
I know that. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much to
Well,
be our
thank you
guest. I
guys for
appreciate it.
inviting me.
I appreciate it so much, and
Thank
I thank you. And I'll message you before I put this up.
you. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks, Sylviane.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Thank
bye
you.
now.
I really appreciate that.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Have a good one.
You too. Well, let me stop. Okay.